I destroyed my life on a Tuesday afternoon, and I've never told anyone how. I've been rehearsing this, what to say, how to say it, 56 years. And I still can't find the right words, because there are no right words for the moment you betray yourself. It was one choice, one conversation, 90 seconds with my father, and a decision that took less than 10. Here's what haunts me. I wasn't forced, I wasn't tricked, I wasn't even pressured. I walked away from everything I was supposed to become. And I said thank you while I did it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the choice was, not yet, not because I want to torture you. Because if I tell you right now, you'll nod, you'll think, that's sad, poor old man. And then you'll scroll to the next thing. But if you stay with me, you're going to recognize it, not as my story, as yours, right now, tonight. So don't go anywhere. I want you to understand who I was before that day, because it matters. It's the only way this makes sense. Before that Tuesday, I was alive, really alive, the way you can only be when you're 22 and stupid, enough to believe the world is waiting for you. I wanted to write. Can you imagine? Me, a writer. I used to carry this notebook everywhere, cheap thing, green cover, pages falling out. I'd sit in diners, not the good kind, just places with bad coffee and sticky tables, and I'd watch people. And I'd watch people, the way a mother wiped her kid's face without even looking. The way old couples sat in complete silence but still reached for the same sugar bowl at the exact same moment. I thought, that's what I want to do. Notice things, write them down, make people feel less alone. And I genuinely believed, I had all the time in the world to figure it out. Here's what nobody tells you when you're 22. Time feels like an ocean, endless, patient. You think your dreams will sit there waiting like loyal dogs until you're ready. They don't, they can't, because you change. Every day you don't fight for them. You become someone who doesn't need them anymore, and you don't even notice it's happening. I still have that notebook somewhere, green cover, never filled it. But you need to understand why it happened, because it wasn't dramatic, there was no argument, no villain. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. The moments that break your life in half, they never announce themselves, they feel like nothing. I've had 56 years to think about this. Why people like me, people who had something real, something that mattered, something the world might have needed, why we give it up. And here's what I've learned. It's not because someone forces us, it's because someone we love makes it easier not to try. That's the whole thing. That's the entire trap. A parent, a teacher, a friend, they say something, not cruel, not even loud. They just assume something about what's realistic, what's practical, what people like us should do, and you hear it. And instead of pushing back, you nod, because nodding feels like love, like gratitude, like being a good son. And here's what makes it so insidious. Nobody asked me to shrink, not once. Nobody sat me down and said, Harold, stop wanting things. I did that myself, because it felt safer than being afraid. And fear doesn't argue with you. It doesn't raise its voice. It just waits, patient as a predator, until saying yes feels easier than being brave. I told myself it was normal, that everybody does it. That growing up means letting go of the things you wanted when you were young. But that's a lie we tell ourselves, so we don't have to feel how much it cost. A nurse named Bronnie Ware spent 8 years sitting with people at the end. Dying people, people with nothing left to pretend about. And she wrote down what they told her, the number one regret, across hundreds of people, every background, every life. I wish I'd had the courage to live the life I actually wanted, not the life others expected of me. Number one, not money, not career, not the things they bought or didn't buy. Courage, the courage to be who they actually were. All right, that choice, you've been patient, it's time, October 14th, 1968, a Tuesday. I remember because it was raining. I can still hear it on the window. My father called me into his study. He wasn't the villain. He was never the villain. He had this way of standing by the window when he had something important to say, like he couldn't look at you directly for the hard conversations. He said there was a position opening up at his firm, accounting, good salary, good benefits, a clear path. He said, "It's not forever, son, just until you get your feet under you, then you can do whatever it is you want to do. He'd grown up poor. He'd seen what instability does to a family, how it breaks people apart. He just wanted me to be okay, and I wanted him to stop worrying about me. So I said yes. Yes, Dad, that sounds sensible. 2 words on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. And the man I was supposed to become, he didn't argue. He didn't fight. He just stepped outside, quietly, like a guest who realizes he's no longer welcome. 41 years I wore that tie. Here's what they don't tell you about regret. It arrives like fog, so slowly you don't notice you can't see anymore. So slowly you don't notice you can't see anymore. From the outside, my life looked fine. Good even. I had a career, a house, a family I loved, still love. I did all the things you're supposed to do. But inside, something went quiet. A voice I used to hear, curious, hungry, alive. It got softer, year by year, until one day I realized I couldn't remember what it used to sound like. My wife asked me once after I retired why I seemed sad. I didn't know how to tell her that I wasn't sad about what happened. I was sad about everything that didn't now. Here's why I'm telling you this, and I need you to actually listen, not just hear. You think this is an old man's story, a cautionary tale from a different time. It's not. It's happening right now, to you, tonight. The pressure isn't from your father anymore. It's from everywhere, from what you see online, the curated lives, the highlight reels. It's from the voice in your head that says, everyone else has figured it out, why haven't I? From the feeling, and I know you know this feeling, that you're supposed to be somewhere else by now, supposed to be someone else by now. 30% of people your age feel lonely every single day. Not because they're alone, because they're performing, being the version of themselves that gets likes, that gets approval, that doesn't make anyone uncomfortable. 61% of young adults report serious loneliness. 61%, and somewhere underneath all that performance, the real version of them is getting quieter, just like mine did, just like yours might be right now. So here's what I need to say to you, and I'm going to say it plainly. I'm 78 years old. I'm done saying things the polite way. You are not being selfish by wanting the life you actually want. You are not being ungrateful. You're not being unrealistic. You're being human. The people who love you and the real ones, they don't need you to be safe. They need you to be whole. And if being whole makes them uncomfortable, that's their work to do, not yours. I'm not saying throw everything away. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. I'm not saying be reckless. I'm saying stop agreeing to things that make you smaller. Stop saying yes when everything in you is screaming no. Stop negotiating with your own life, because here's what nobody told me at 22, and God, I wish someone had grabbed me and shaken me until I heard it. The safe choice and the easy choice are not the same as the right choice. And 50 years from now, you will not remember how careful you were. You will remember what you gave up to be that careful. The safe choice and the easy choice are not the same as the right choice. And 50 years from now, you will remember what you gave up. The man I was supposed to become, I think about him sometimes. I think he would have been brave. It's not too late for you. Don't wait 56 years to find that out. Just start tonight. One thing. The thing you've been putting off, the thing that scares you, the thing people might not understand. Do that one thing, because I promise you, you're braver than I was. The number one regret of the dying. I wish I'd had the courage to live the life I truly wanted, not the life others expected of me. Bronnie Ware. 30% of young adults feel lonely every day. 61% report serious loneliness. Harvard Making Caring Common Project. Harold's story is based on the most common regret documented in end-of-life research. If this hit close to home, send it to someone who needs to hear it tonight.